Wait,
Just
he got
die.
up! He got up!
He got up!
3, 2, 2.
Hey guys, easy game, guys, easy game. Wasn't even worried. Were you worried? Were you worried?
No, not at all.
Well, I wasn't worried. Go for a second, but the rest of the fucking. Hello. Yeah, it's been a while. Not much. How about you? So, you guys may have noticed I kinda dropped off the face of the planet once again. Unfortunately, Maxi has to work for a living and pays rent, so sometimes video games and YouTube videos have to take a backseat while I make sure I'm stocked up on real food and not just in Minecraft. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about Minecraft, which is kinda silly because the movie just came out, and maybe I should for the algorithm maximization, but fuck that noise, this is my channel! So, it's no secret that I love superheroes, and honestly it's a mystery why I don't talk more comics on this channel. So I figured what better way to rectify this than by discussing the next big game that's taken the world by storm, Marvel Rivals. Because that's exactly what we needed right now, another Overwatch clone. Now, as I say in all of these, I'll give you a disclaimer. I'm not a professional game critic, nor am I really interested in that. I'm just giving my first-hand, anecdotal experience, and I'm going off vibes. Any game I talk about on Video Game Safari is either good, nor bad. I just either like it, or I don't like it. It's all just vibes. So, don't worry about it, alright? With that being said, let's jump right into the jungle once again, and talk about Marvel Rivals. I won't lie, when I first saw the announcement for Rivals, my first thought was not good. I was not keen for another Overwatch clone. But I don't know what else to say except that I was wrong. Which is strange because I've never actually been wrong before. It's a new experience. Very, very, very new to me. But yeah, Rivals is a 6v6 hero shooter with Marvel superheroes from big names like Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Magneto, Black Widow, Invisible Woman, and what do you mean that's supposed to be Wolverine? To lesser known characters like Squirrel Girl, Cloak and Dagger, Magic, Luna Snow, and somehow real character Jeff the Landshark. One of my favorite aspects of Marvel Rivals, unsurprisingly, is the roster. I like superheroes, what can I say? I love being able to jump in and play a slew of famous Marvel characters, and how fun, not you wonder, and unique every character feels. Personally, I'm a disgusting Squirrel Girl main, largely because I love how her moveset is so variable. If you want to play the default playstyle, you can hold a choke point a bit back from the fight, but if you want to have fun instead, you can meet the enemy head on, jump around in front of them, avoiding damage, and gaining new terrain and vantage points, trapping and outmaneuvering the enemy team long enough to buy time for your team to take up space behind you. And there's plenty of playstyles with different characters that all come with different downsides and upsides. Except for Black Widow, she's just kind of bad. There's no justification. If somebody locks in Black Widow, just accept the loss. Hawkeye is right there. I'm unmuting for this because I hate playing Scarlet Witch, and I hate seeing Scarlet Witch MVPs because they make it look like there's any thought process at all behind playing that character, and I don't know. I think Moira was bad enough in Overwatch, but at least she was supposed to be a support, so there was a purpose there. Scarlet Witch is just she's not fun to play against. She's not fun to play as or even with. I only did just then for a fucking challenge, I hope I did, but my god. Dreadful fucking character. Probably my least favorite character in the game. Whenever I see a Scarlet Witch get picked, I know this motherfucker is not playing to win a match, and they're gonna be infuriating because they'll get the most kills, but be fucking useless, right? That's all I wanted to fucking say about Scarlet Witch and anyone who fucking plays her. For the most part, look, there's exceptions. There are exceptions to every rule. Right. but that's been largely my experience with Scarlet Witch, and I can't stand it. Anyway, yeah. I think Rivals' versatility in its character roles and movesets gives it a similar learning curve to games like Overwatch and Paladins, but given its recent debut allow for a wider range of skill and matchmaking opportunities. In a game like Valorant, I can't hope to break out of bronze due to its much more methodical gameplay, and how punishing a mistake can be. The same thing goes for Overwatch. Everybody was just too good by the time I joined in. But in Rivals, I managed to get to Platinum 1 in my second season playing, the first one I actually tried comp in, and likely I could have gotten to Diamond if I'd actually decided to keep playing comp before the season ended. Unfortunately, I have a real job, and my regular group didn't want to grind that high. Yeah, whatever. All of that is to say that I like having a game I'm good at for once, a game I enjoy playing, and a game that I can convince other people to play with me even. Oh, Harry, thank you. Oh my god, thank god you joined. So, I'm trying to get some people to come through and play some Marvel Rivals with me. Do you want to come join?
No. No.
Now, as a comic dork, I love all the themed seasons. They're a lot of fun, and really show off the creativity of comics and the silly fun you can have with all these characters. From fighting off Dracula's horde in a city of eternal night, to being stranded between a war between two alternate Doctor Dooms, or joining the mutants of Krakoa in a desperate struggle to survive against an invading Ultron. And for the most part, I do like the skin selection, barring a couple of examples. If I'm honest though, for a game based on a comic property, they've got some pretty lackluster selections for comic accurate skins, and some design decisions do kind of baffle me, like Wolverine's jacket and jeans combo, or Captain America's segmented high-tech armored look. Though most of those are balanced out by other designs I do think do justice to the characters, like Hawkeye being more inspired by his Ronin look, and Punisher's face paint. Though in canon the skull's meant to act like a target because it's the most heavily armored part of his costume, so it's kind of a weird design decision to paint your face with it, Frank, but like, alright. The game does have a bit of a Gooner problem, let's just get that out of the way. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's exemplified by the addition of Emma Frost, whose moveset is amazing. It's a lot of fun. She has shields, she can go from long range to melee, she can kick a bitch against a wall. At the same time, did we really need her thighs to jiggle so much every time she takes a step? On that note though, I do think it's a shame how some characters are so blatantly underrepresented with good skins and cosmetics. Squirrel Girl's skins are largely pretty boring except for her most recent punk rock look. Same with Wolverine, Rocket, Punisher, and Penny Parker. Meanwhile, only a few months in, Spider-Man already has 8 unique skins to choose from. I guess it makes sense because he's the poster boy of Marvel, but it'd be nice if Rivals could at least pretend that everyone else mattered equally too. Even Iron Fist, whose character is adapting Lin Lee as opposed to the vastly more popular Danny Rand, is already out of skins that adapt his own comic stories, and have moved to adapting daddy skins instead, such as the Fist of Agamotto. I'm not a huge cosmetics guy in general, for the most part, but it does matter a little to me as someone who wants these characters to be adapted and represented in a good light, to hopefully bleed over to a comic reading audience. But if people like the skin selection, I can't blame them. The only other major gripe I have with Rivals at the moment is how few game modes are available as of writing. Really, there's only 3 variations of quick play and 2 arcade modes. And even then, it's basically just one, given how dead Conquest is, which sucks because I like Conquest. For the brunt of the game, we have Quick Play, a selection of the basic 3 hero shooter game modes, Payload, Point Control, and a mix of the 2, Competitive, or Quick Play for sweats who want to prove themselves to no one who particularly cares, and children who press the wrong button, and Practice vs AI, or the mode that sweats go to after their inevitable 6 games loss streak, and the game mode those children were trying to play before their thumbs slipped and they were subjected to a myriad of slurs they didn't even know existed before joining a competitive online video game.
I live in Smethwick, Birmingham. If you want the fucking brawl, come down Smethwick, ask for Danny G. I'll come out of my house and I'll break your fucking legs, you little prick!
I've spoken before about the game modes in Rivals as they're basically just the same as the game modes in Overwatch. Point Control is always fun, but gets old pretty fast. Payload gives you a lot more variety in what you can do on either side, but it's pretty much always a stomp either way, and it's just not as fun when you're on the losing end of that every time. And Conversions I think is the most fun out of all of these. It combines the best aspects of both modes, with a bit more of a longer game mode, giving you more time to fight back and recover, and also more of a challenge to push through at the end. I do have a lot of fun with the Rivals arcade modes as well, Conquest and Doom Match. Conquest obviously nobody plays anymore, but it's more of a team deathmatch as opposed to the regular game mode, and Doom Match is a free-for-all, which lets you be free-for-all. Self-explanatory. At the same time, they often bring out different modes for these special events, such as Clone Rumble for the last season, Jeff's Winter Showdown for Christmas, and the fun side challenges to incentivize higher playtime, such as unlocking new skins and cosmetics. They also incentivize a lot of character experimentation, and coupled with the regular release schedule of Marvel heroes to play as, it keeps me coming back at least once a week with my friends to unwind after a long day.
Oh, I just got fucked by Venom. I just got the 19 inches of Venom. Oh, fuck! Cloak and Punch got me.
Oh, fuck me! The Cloak and Dagger killed me, I was fucking up that Black Widow.
How does he keep getting ult? No. How does he keep getting ult like that? Because I've never seen. I'm reporting him for cheating. I'm literally reporting him. Fuck! Fuck! Anybody? Fuck off! I hate fucking the shield!
Yeah, it's official.
We had goons before, now we have double goons.
That's the what? Oh shit, relax, Max, relax. Someone tell me to relax.
That's what you fucking get, you stupid!
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
Holy mother of fuck, man! Fuck. Push them. Nice. Yes! You fucking whore! Get back! Don't fuck me! Give me back one time! I'll find him in a fucking place and drink him! I think my main issue with the above gripes I have comes down to the game still being rather new and still trying to find its footing in the wider gaming landscape. It's only been out for a few months. And clearly they don't impact my enjoyment that much. I've already sunk more hours into Marvel Rivals than I have into Baldur's Gate 3. That was previously my most played game on PlayStation. I would love to see more comic accurate skins, more unique game modes, and a bit more variety in the roster. Some more X-Men characters would be awesome, and for the love of God, if they don't add Daredevil, I will hurt myself and others. But overall, I'm having a lot of fun with Rivals. As mentioned before, it's nice to have a game I'm actually good at and enjoy playing, even if I do lose my shit at it rather frequently. But you would too if you had to play against those pungent Scarlet Witch players and those goddamn Black Panther players. We can smell you through the screen, we know you tremble before baths. That being said, I think I've yacked enough. It's time to hop off the safari and head on back to civilization. Hey, thanks for watching guys. It's obviously been a little bit of time since I've uploaded. My only real excuse is that life got in the way and is going to continue to get in the way, unfortunately. But I will try my best to upload more when I have time to work on videos, and in the meantime, I want to thank everybody who stuck around and enjoyed my content, and to the few new people who've moseyed on by, I want to thank you as well. And in the meantime, for me,
well, about time for me to be hitting the old dusty trail. I like your hat. Can't get out that way. Oh, found the emergency exit. Well, I should probably be saddling up now. Oh, found the fire door.
Well, about time for me to be hitting the old dusty trail.
One thing, I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30, 30, 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. Not a big fan. Not a big fan of the government. I'm not a big fan of the government. 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 Not a big fan of the government.